Rollins unleashes chaos. Rollins vs. Theory breakdown. Raw, Rollins dominates. Theory gets overwhelmed. Rollins sends a message. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. What if Seth Rollins wasn't just trying to win a match, but was trying to send a message that Austin Theory wasn't supposed to survive mentally after hearing it? And what if the real chaos on Raw wasn't even what happened in the ring, but what it quietly set in motion for everything coming next? Because that's the thing about nights like this, they never really start where you think they start. It doesn't begin with music. It doesn't begin with entrances. It begins with that feeling in the arena where something just feels slightly off, like the air is heavier than usual. Fans are already buzzing, phones up, waiting for something to explode. And when Seth Rollins shows up on a night like this, you can almost tell before anything happens that it's not going to be normal. Rollins walks out with that look. Not the "I'm here to compete" look. Not even the "I'm here to win" look. It's that strange in-between expression he gets when he's already thinking 3 steps ahead and probably laughing at something the rest of us don't understand yet. You know the one. And then Austin Theory comes in. Now Theory, he's been in that weird spot where he's talented enough that you can't ignore him, but unpredictable enough that you're never fully sure which version of him is going to show up. Sometimes he's sharp, sometimes he overthinks, and sometimes he walks into situations like he's trying to prove something specifically to people who didn't ask for proof in the first place. So right away, you've got tension. Not the loud kind yet. The quiet kind. The kind that sits in the background like a ticking clock nobody is acknowledging out loud. The bell rings. And honestly, at first, it almost feels normal. Collar and elbow tie up, quick exchanges, Rollins testing him, Theory trying to keep pace. Fans are reacting, but it's still in that "okay, let's see where this goes" phase. Nothing too wild. But here's where it starts shifting. Rollins doesn't rush. That's the first clue. He's not in a hurry to end it. He's measuring Theory. Like he's reading him in real time, adjusting, recalculating. And that alone is already unsettling because when Seth slows down, it usually means he's building something instead of reacting. Theory, on the other hand, starts getting a little impatient. You can see it in the way he breaks holds a second too fast, the way he tries to force openings that aren't really there. And if you're watching closely, you can almost feel the frustration building in him like pressure in a sealed container. And then it happens. That first real shift. Rollins dodges, snaps into control, and suddenly Theory is on defense longer than he expected. Not just physically, but mentally too. That's when you start hearing the crowd change tone. It's subtle at first, just a few reactions here and there, but now people are realizing this isn't going to be a clean, easy-paced match. This is going to get messy. And Seth seems completely fine with that idea. There's a moment where Theory tries to regroup on the outside, and you can almost see him thinking, "Okay, reset, slow it down." But Rollins doesn't give him that luxury. Not even close. He follows, not aggressively in a wild way, but in that controlled, almost playful pressure style where he's always just close enough to make you uncomfortable. And fans start reacting louder because they can feel it now. That shift from wrestling match to psychological game. Someone in the crowd probably shouted something like "Seth is cooking him," and honestly, yeah. That's exactly what it starts feeling like. Like Theory isn't just fighting a wrestler anymore, he's stuck in someone else's rhythm, someone else's story. Back in the ring, Theory tries to swing momentum with a burst of offense. A few sharp strikes, a bit of confidence coming back, maybe even a little taunt like "I've got this." You know that classic WWE moment where someone convinces themselves they've turned the corner before the corner actually exists? Yeah, that. Rollins absorbs it. And that's the scary part. No panic. No frustration. Just patience. And then the counter comes. Clean. Precise. Almost disrespectfully calm. At this point, you can see it in his face. The frustration is no longer hidden. It's starting to leak out. And when that happens in a match against someone like Rollins, it never stays just frustration for long. It turns into mistakes. And mistakes are exactly what Seth Rollins feeds on. Now, let's pause for a second here because this is where the match stops being just raw action and starts feeling like one of those nights where something is being built under the surface. You know what I mean? Those matches where, even if you don't know the outcome yet, you start thinking, okay, this isn't just about winning. Something else is going on here. Fans are getting louder now. A few chants break out, mixed reactions, some people rooting for Theory just to see chaos, others fully locked in on Rollins like he's the only thing moving correctly in a broken system. And then the escalation begins. Rollins starts opening up. Not just technically, but emotionally in the match. More intensity. More aggression. Still controlled, but now there's that edge where you can tell he's getting closer to switching from performing to dominating. Theory tries to strike back again, and for a brief moment, it looks like he might actually catch Rollins off guard. There's that suspense beat where everyone leans in a little, like wait, is this it? But no. Rollins shuts it down fast. And not just shuts it down, but makes it look like Theory never really had control in the first place. And that's where things start to break mentally for Theory. Because it's one thing to lose momentum. It's another thing entirely to feel like you never had it. At this point, you can see Theory starting to rush. He's forcing moves, overcommitting, trying to hit something big instead of building toward it. And every time he does, Rollins just steps aside, counters, or redirects the energy right back at him. It's like watching someone try to punch smoke. And the crowd? They're fully locked in now. You can hear the reactions rising with every exchange. There's even that slight "oh" sound whenever Rollins reverses something, like people are slowly realizing they're watching a masterclass in control. But then, the chaos finally arrives. Not in one big explosion at first. No, it builds in layers. It doesn't begin with music. It doesn't begin with entrances. It begins with that feeling in the arena where something just feels slightly off, like the air is heavier than usual. Fans are already buzzing, phones up, waiting for something to explode. And when Seth Rollins shows up on a night like this, you can almost tell before anything happens that it's not going to be normal. Rollins walks out with that look. Not the "I'm here to compete" look. Not even the "I'm here to win" look. It's that strange in-between expression he gets when he's already thinking 3 steps ahead and probably laughing at something the rest of us don't understand yet. You know the one. And then Austin Theory comes in. Now Theory, he's been in that weird spot where he's talented enough that you can't ignore him, but unpredictable enough that you're never fully sure which version of him is going to show up. Sometimes he's sharp, sometimes he overthinks, and